Hey guys, it's Mike from Eldorado Guitars, and today I am coming at you with a video that we've all been waiting for, which is an A-B comparison between an original 1983 Mark IIC Plus DRGX and the new Mesa Boogie Reissue, which is a DRG. I want to give you a couple of things about this comparison, and then we can get right into it. Okay, so first of all, my DRGX was serviced by Mike B in 2022. It was recapped with F&T and Sprague caps at the suggestion of Brian Karstens from Karstens Amplification. Mesa defaulted to using what are Illinois caps that are made in China, but I didn't want to use those. So Mike told me which ones to order. I ordered them and he put them in. He also put in a set of new old stock STR 415 Sylvania 6L6s into this. So it's all 6L6, just like this one. Okay, there's no EL34s in any of these amps. And then obviously this one is the new one. So I'll come back with some conclusions at the end, but I just wanted to kind of put that out there. I did change the IRs between the samples so that you couldn't like kind of tune your ears to one, not between the Reissue and the OG, but between each song, right? So for example, you'll hear AFI with the same IR on the OG as you will on the Reissue. But then when you go to Stone Temple Pilots, I changed the IR. But it's still the same for the OG and the Reissue. I just did that to let you hear it through A, couple of different speakers, B, so that you can't, tune your ears in too hard and get ear fatigue. So I'm trying to keep it kind of fresh for you guys. And guys, all the settings for the amps are exactly the same. So for each clip, I dialed them in exactly the same. So the same input gain, treble, middle, bass, everything the same. The only thing that was a little tough is the sliders on the graphic EQ, and I'll explain that at the very end of the video. But the bottom line is that the two graphic EQs are not quite equal. So you may notice a very slight difference, but I did my best to get the graphic EQs dialed in exactly so that each amp is set exactly the same. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay guys, so you just heard the A-B comparisons. I think my off-the-cuff feelings, and I've only had this amp for less than 24 hours, okay? But my off-the-cuff feeling is the OG is warmer, and the treble is just more pleasant to the ear for whatever reason. This amp is a little bit more like strident in the highs. You get a little more pick attack. It's a little more ear fatiguing maybe than this one. Now, could that be because of the cap choice for the recap? It could be, I don't know, but that's one observation. Second observation is the graphic EQ sliders are very different. The Reissue actually has a much wider sweep in each graphic EQ slider than the originals. So if you're looking for like an ultra scoop tone or something, you might actually prefer the Reissue more. The third thing is the feel. The feel is similar, but the OG is a little bit more liquid and a little more bouncy than the Reissue. The Reissue is a little stiffer. Not to say that it's bad, it might be better in some applications. Like if you're really like chugging and trying to keep it tight, you might actually prefer this one because it's a little stiffer. Now, this one may break in, right? The Reissue may break in over time and kind of get that feel. I mean, this amp has, less than 5 hours on it. So, it could break in over time, but that's my initial feeling kind of right now. And then my final point is, honestly, I mean, these are very, very, very close. I will give it to Mesa/Gibson. The amp is great. It's great. It's a great 2C plus. I mean, it's great. And if you know anything about the 2C pluses back in the day, the originals, they were all a little different. I mean, you can get these very, very, very close. So I will give it to Mesa. You asked for it. They did it. There it is. I mean, it's pretty close. Pretty close. I'm gonna do a more in-depth dive in the coming days, so this is just the first video of many. So stay tuned to my channel for some more comparisons that I'm gonna do, and we'll kind of see how everything shakes out. All right, guys, this is Mike from Eldorado Guitars. Have a good weekend.